Hi everyone, Coach Sullivan here with MJS Coaching Football. My background is my 38th year coaching football. I've either been a defensive, offensive, or special teams coordinator as well as a head coach at both the collegiate and high school levels. In this presentation, I want to talk to you about our field concept versus three wide receivers. And specifically, this is the Go field blitz that we have called Florida, which is our cross blitz, as you see up here in the top right corner. So again, just quickly, the ball needs to be on the hash or within a yard or two in order for me to call it. I need it tangible, not just for me, but also for the players, so there's no gray area. Okay, so when the ball is on the left hash like this, and I tell them we're going to the field, they're immediately screaming, okay, it's a Ringo. We know that. And then they're just waiting on which of the field blitzes are we going to run. I tell them it's Florida. Okay, boom, done. So today in this presentation, I want to talk to you about who blitzes versus three wide receivers. So first, let me again just clarify what's a wide receiver in our system. And you do it the way you want, whatever parameters you set works for you. For me, for us, 5 yards or wider from the tackle, okay, or in this case, if it were a tight end over here, 5 yards or wider from the tight end, the end of the box, okay, is considered a wide receiver. So these three would be 5 yards or wider. So it's a three wide receiver set, which means inside linebacker blitzes, okay? Automatic versus three wide receivers, the inside linebacker executes the blitz. So in this case, the name for backer is Buffalo. That's why he's in red and the D end on the call, okay? Buffalo, 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 which is signifying to everyone that the backer's blitzing. The automatic coverage versus three wide receivers is small, as you see up here. So more details on small, go to my zone blitz coverage playlist. I'm not going to talk about anything else relative to the coverage. Okay, as far as the run supports, it's orbit. It doesn't say it, but it's orbit. Orbit on both sides with ball in the hash. Because this formation, Topeka, is a cranked formation. It's what we call single width. So we crank the defensive secondary with it, the structure. So the rule, dime goes over 3, safety's pulled down over 2, which pulls the whip over, pulling the boundary corner over. So rule anyway, safety, when the ball's on the hash, safety's on the hash. Versus Topeka, just to clarify, the boundary corner, okay, is at 8 yards. That's why he's at 8, and the whip safety 12, split in 2 and 3. Okay, just to clarify that difference. So the big coaching point here, beyond who blitzes versus three wide receivers, and is a change in coverage because we can cover everybody up, making him available. Okay, as you see, who has everybody else? The guy available is the inside linebacker. Is this concept hedge to the edge? Hedge to the edge, okay? So you'd go back to any and basically all of the presentations. You got to have your snap indicators, and in the shotgun, is it a fist? Is it the lifting of the foot? Is it the clap? Is it the right? All the different things. I don't want to belabor that point. Whatever the snap indicator is, including if he were on the center, the linebacker is going to hedge on that snap indicator. And when we talk about technique, well, first of all, we have what we call a hedge drill, and we work on this technique, and they work on explosions, getting off and reacting. Right? Something they do once a week in season, and it's part of cycle 2, which is another presentation, our practice cycles for individual and for emphasis and the rest of practice. Okay, so again, there's lots of presentations that you'll have the opportunity to see, but this is something we practice. So when they hedge, they want to keep that inside foot up, and they want to, as best they can, keep their stance as they literally hedge, move downhill and outside, roughly within striking distance of the defensive end, seeing the football the entire time they're moving. It needs to be timed up, obviously, so when they get to here, the ball snapped. We don't want the ball snapped when they're still back here 2 or 3 yards. Then we can't really execute the cross blitz successfully. Okay, so the hedge, keeping the inside foot up and the play side foot back, moving, staying square, essentially, moving both feet up and down hot. It's not a rocket science thing here. Keeping square in your stance, so with that up foot planted, they can dig off that front toe and drive hard off the butt of the tackle. Okay, and so the same thing in a cross splits. Back inside, bend to dive. Back to you, stick on the cue. Okay, boom, done. That's the blitzer's technique. Back inside, bend to dive. Back to you, stick on the cue. And again, it doesn't matter what the back does. He's coming to you instead of going inside. You staying on the cue. Defensive end, flash B, loop C, flash B, loop C, backs inside, throttle down. You are the quarterback defender, okay, by yourself. So versus 3 wide receivers, you probably want to call this in the potential that if the quarterback keeps it, it's going to be a defensive end and a quarterback. Now, you'll have some help inside out on a corner for sure, but nonetheless, keep that in mind, okay? And then if the back were to flare, he's going to peel off with the flare. If the back does anything else this way, he's going to be another guy on the quarterback. So then you have 2 rushing the cue. Okay? So that is how we handle 3 wide receivers in our field concept. The inside linebacker is the one who executes the blitz. As always, please, any questions, reach out to me at CoachMJS@Sullivan@gmail.com, and I'll get back to you to talk some football.